Just running individual commands from the shell script is useful, but this has its limitations. Often you want to incorporate other data in your shell commands to process information. So you can do this by using variables. Variables allow you to temporarily store information within the shell script or for use with other commands in the script. So basically this slide shows you how to use variables in your shell scripts. So it begins with the first point of it is a variable is named object. That's it. It is a named object that contains data used by one or more applications. And second point, there are two types of variables. It's common even in other programming languages or other systems also. It's common with every aspect of programming languages in software industry. uh, there are two types of variables. So one is environment variable and second one is user defined variable. So and it can contain a number, a character, or a string of characters. So now first let us look into environment variables. As we have discussed about environment variables in our earlier session or slides of this module or this course, the shell maintains environment variables that track specific system information such as the name of the system, the name of the user logged into the system, the user system ID called U, capital I, capital D, or the default home directory of the user, and the search path used by the shell to find programs. Even in Windows, we can see if you are a machine learning guy or AI guy, you might have installed Python. So after installation of Python, while installing the Python, it will ask uh, at the initial step, the first step of installation of Python is to check the path, check the path while installing the Python. So that's what in that case the Python's binary file the Python's binary file address or path will be attached to the uh, Windows command line environment variable. Environment variable name itself is path, capital P, capital A, capital TH, path. So when you say Python in command line, Windows command line, automatically it brings up the Python. That's how it works. That's how an environment variable helps you. So you can display a complete list of active environment variables available by using the set command that we have seen earlier. If you click a set command, it will show you the complete environment variable that are available for your system. So now you can tap into the environment variables from within your script also by using the environment variables name. But the most important thing is the environment variables name should precede by a dollar sign. Should precede by a dollar sign. So so this so now let's demonstrate this using an example. Okay, so let's get into WSL to do the same. So I'm just dragging this a bit right side. So I will write the script file using Vim text editor, and the name that I want to give is, this is second exercise, and then in second part it's the first exercise of it, so I will call it as sorry, environment variable dot sh. Okay, let me click on it. Yes, this is the code I just want to write. Now just go through this code one by one. First, it's very important for us, shebang, then the shell that you want to use, the shell that you want the following commands to be executed. So that part is done. So after that, a comment, the comment I gave, display user information from the system. That's what I want, because here I want to use all environment variable, only environment variable. So as you know, I like decoration, so it has begun with a decoration, and then here where we have, so echo user info for user id. So user, capital U, capital, again environment variables in Linux are capital, only capital. So here it's an environment variable, the environment variable preceded with a dollar symbol, so I think it works. Then I want user id information, uid, so I use dollar uid information, and I want home, dollar home. So three environment variables, and then a complete a lot of decoration and preparation around it. So let's give wq and click enter. So but you know that if you don't give the permission for shell to execute this, it is not possible. So that is the reason I will give chmod and then wo plus x, and file name is 20 environment variable dot sh. That's it, the permissions has been given. So now let's execute it and see. So 20 environment variable dot sh, that's out there. Yep, here it is. The first environment variable says user information for user id is root user. Of course I'm a root user here. And the second one says uid. Of course the root user id is 0, that we have discussed in our earlier sessions also. And then what is the home address of root id, home directory of the root user is /root. I think with this I am able to successfully demonstrate the environment variable usage and purpose and application. Is it clear to you all? Okay, so now let's move into a second type of variables, that is user variables. So in addition to the environment variables, a shell script allows you to set and use your own variables within the script. These are called user defined variables because you define these variables. So setting variables allows you to temporarily store data and use it throughout the script, so making the shell script more like a real computer program. That's what we do in Python. Am I right? Yes or no? Of course your answer will be yes. That's the simple question. Okay, so then values that are assigned to user variables using an equal sign. So, and one more important point is there should not be any spaces between the variable and an equal sign and then the value. There should not be any space between any of these entities. So So what else example you can see is variable 1 and there is no space, equal there is no space, and value that is attached to that variable 1, the value that has been assigned to that variable 1, all are without any uh, spaces. If there is a space, it's a Linux, it will consider it in a different way. So that's why don't give space. The shell script automatically determines the data type used for the variable value, and variables defined within the shell script maintain their values throughout the life of the shell script but are deleted when the shell script completes. So next let's look into various rules of writing or assigning these variable names. And so because you are the one who defines the variables, you are the one who gives the names to these variables, so we should know what all rules. If you are a machine learning guy, an AI guy, or data scientist, you might have worked with Python. So by and large the rules are similar as Python. So the first rule, variable names must start with a letter or underscore. That's it. It's as simple as it is. A letter or a underscore. Either of this. That's it. If you try to put any other aspect, any other character like number and special characters, it doesn't work. It throws an error. And numbers can be used anywhere else other than starting of the at the beginning of the variable name. And do not a big no for using special characters such as at the rate of, pound, and percentage symbol, a dollar symbol, any kind of special characters, a big no. And then remember, always remember, it's a case sensitive. Then to reference a variable, it could be an environment or user defined, you need to prepend the variable name with dollar, as for example, as in dollar variable or dollar path. Here dollar path is your environment variable example and dollar variable is your user defined variable. Whatever it may be, either it could be environment variable or it could be user defined variable, but the dollar should precede the variable name. And it's good practice to protect uh, your variable name within braces, within curly braces or curly bracket, within curly bracket, such as in spite of directly putting dollar and then path, you put brackets so that you can protect that variable when referencing it. Okay, so now let's do a small exercise on variable rules. Okay, let's demonstrate the variable rules and their protection. So let's get back to this. Let me clear the screen first and then I'll move it on left side of it. Anyway, it's nothing much too visible here. Okay, so let's use Vim again. Vim, and then this is 2 underscore 1 and then variable rules.sh. This is the name I want to give, and let me click, and this is the script I want to write. So as usual, let's begin with the shebang. Then this is our shell. Now first module, let us validate the variable rules. So decoration, and after that allowed variable name pattern. So that's what we are checking here. So first if it starts with a letter, there is no issue at all. So that's what it is. And then second one is also started with letter and number is in between, no issue at all. Third one is absolutely fine. And the fourth one, there is an underscore between the letters, and fifth one started with an underscore, but still it's fine. It's as per the allowed rules, variable rules. So let's after defining these variables, let's call them. Let's call these variables here. So echo, and I just want to protect each and every variable. Of course, even if you don't protect, still it's fine. But if you protect, you can actually differentiate from the other names that are present in that script. So here I have protected var1, all other variables I have mentioned here. And the second module for us is, give me, yep, I'll just make a distinction. Yes, here it is. The second module for us is it is not allowed pattern. So just give me echo and then space 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 space, echo space 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 space, echo space 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 space. That's it. Okay, now this is not allowed variable name pattern, so I started with one, a number, that's not allowed, and then a special character, that is also not allowed, dollar, that's also not allowed. In between I used a special character, that also not allowed. I have called these variables here, and let's see what's going to be the result of it. Okay, so and here, so let me click on escape and enter into the extended mode and type WQ and press enter. Of course, if you directly want to execute this exercise, it's not possible because you have to give execute permissions to shell. So for that I will use chmod and vo plus x and 2i underscore 1 variable rules.sh. So we have given the execute permission to shell. Now it's time to run the script. So 2 underscore 1 and then variable. That's it. It's up and running on your screen. You can see the first module is allowed variable name pattern. I think all variables are allowed. See, these are the values of each variable. So each variable is allowed. We have seen that. And after that, we will see the second module. We are given the enough space to to separate and create the distinction between the allowed and not allowed variable name pattern. So here you got the error. See, we got all errors here. Here it is. Okay, even the substitution also, we got the bad substitution because of this percentage, because of those symbols, we got the bad substitution. So, and here this is the command itself is not found, and no job control command not found because it's the system cannot check this. So that's the reason. And here finally the following variables are not protected. So here, of course, these variables are not protected, just to demonstrate that. Okay, just go through one more time before I close it. And the next topic that we are going to look into in this slide is command substitution. So one of the most useful features of shell script is the ability to extract information from the output of a command and assign it to a variable. So after you assign the output to a variable, you can use that value anywhere in your script. This comes in handy when processing data in your script. So there are two ways to assign the output of a command to a variable. First one is the backtick character that you can see on your screen, and the next thing is example testing, and this is how you have to give. Here this date is a command, so the output of the command is being substituted as the value of the testing variable. Testing is a variable name, and then the output of the date command has been substituted as a value for testing. Okay, so this is one way using the backtick, which is on leftmost part of your keypad, exactly on the button where you find a tilde symbol. Okay, then the second one is using dollar and parenthesis, dollar and open close parenthesis format. Here is one example. It's a similar. So here also we want to assign the output of date command to the testing variable is in a different format. Okay. So now the above command, this command substitution allows you to assign the output of a shell command to a variable. This is very useful as we go ahead into advanced shell scripts. So this is one example that you can see. For example, echo the date and time, or in spite of directly putting, you can directly use dollar testing. And what is the output you get? Testing output is a date. So the variable testing here receives the output from the date command and is used in the echo statement to display it. So running the shell script produces the following output. You can see that this is what you will get at the end of the execution of this command. The date and time are the output of the date, which is substituted to the testing variable. So that's what you get it. Okay. So now let's do one more exercise in command substitution. Okay, let me okay clear the screen first. Yes, so we will vim it again, vim it, but this time the name I want to give again starts with 2 underscore. This is second part of it, so 2, and then name is variable command substitution. That's what the name I want to give. So I will click enter, and I will press I to enter into insert mode, and this is our bin bash shebang bin bash. And after that, this is our first module. Here let's do the command substitution. Echo output of the date command to the test date variable. So here it is. Here we have used the backtick symbol. You can see that backtick symbol, and our variable name is test date, and then the output of date command should be substituted as a value for the test date. That's what we want. So uh, now assigning value to the variable is done. Now it's time to access that. So that's what. Now let us access the test date variable. So now we will use the test underscore date variable in a protective mode, and we'll get it. So that's what the script that we have written now, and that's first module. And for the second module, we will write echo, that's capture the current date and use it to create a unique file name in a script. Okay, here we are going a little bit more advanced, but what we want to do is today is fundamentally for us a variable name. Then after that we are using two commands here. One is date plus and then year month d. So and a dollar anyway to uh, dollar should be preceded with any command when you want to call that variable, call that command. Okay, so now let us access this variable and see. So the date and time of today is using, and then in a protective mode we put it in curly braces. So let me click escape and enter into extended mode and then press W Q and press enter. So let me give the permission to the shell to execute it. That's O plus X and then 2 underscore 2 variable. Yes, we have given the permission. Now it's time to execute it and see what's gonna happen. 2 underscore 2. That's it. You got it. The response from the script is in front of your screen. You can see it. The date and time are ved 11 Jan, and then that's it. IST Indian Standard Time. It's 2023 and the time is 11:55:52. Okay, and on other side here, this is what we want, right? 23:01:11. This is the format which you want. In spite of this, we want in this format, so we have done it there, and here is the output of that module that we have written in that script. Okay, just go through this output and then script once again. You just write the similar script. You just follow me while I'm writing the script and execute it and enjoy the output, because these are all fun.